Welcome. It's E3, or almost E3. We're excited.
It's pre-3.
Pre-3. We're going to be talking about all the press conferences today.
Gotcha.
Are you guys excited?
I'm fairly excited.
My hands are still up in the air. I'm so excited.
I'll put mine up with you.
Woo!
It's like a roller coaster.
We're going to be talking about all the press conferences today, what we hope to see, and there's going to be a video about what you guys want to see. You guys emailed us. We're going to talk about it. There's a cool graphic on the screen right now. Below our good homie Jimmy Fraser did that for us. Check him out on Twitter.
Thanks, Jim. Love you.
Something I will
J-Sharp
put
111.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
111. Put that on the bottom too for you guys. Gamerations does E3. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
Wait, are we cracking first?
Yeah, we have to crack them open. That's how you cheers. Otherwise, it's bad luck. Cheers.
I live life with bad luck.
This week we're doing.
That's pretty good. A bing bing bong.
I don't like that. It's time for the
I got fire.
best press conference.
So that's a big
Ever.
speculation. That's a really big
Sony
speculation.
has 2 years in a row knocked it out of the park with their
That's true,
E3 press conferences with things like The Last
He's
Guardian,
making a valid
Shenmue
argument.
3, Final Fantasy VII Remake, God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us Part 2, even though it wasn't there. It might be there this year. Who knows? Let's get into it right now.
Now?
Now.
Wow.
Let's start with a big game, God of War. They opened the show with their
The
last
big
gen.
guy.
They had like a 7.5-minute gameplay reveal of God of War. We got a live orchestra playing us
Yeah,
with
that was cool.
Baron McCreary or whatever the guy's name is. The guy who did a bunch of like Battlestar Galactica stuff. He's doing the God of War soundtrack. He's there. He's conducting. The orchestra's going live. The Kratos shows himself.
God
He's got a
showed
son.
himself.
God
God
a ray
showed
of
up to
light
announce the
came
game.
through the Shrine Auditorium, and people lost their mind. How do we feel about God of War?
He has a beard this time.
He's a Viking. He's got a beard. He's got an axe.
It's cool.
He's got a son.
Do we need to see it at E3 again this year?
It will be.
It will be
again.
83.
It will be, but say it isn't. Is that okay?
No.
Are we just cool with that?
Absolutely not.
You
That's
have
not
to see
okay.
it. What do you have to see?
After last
More
We
gameplay.
got a lot of gameplay from that game. What more do you
Right.
want to see from that?
More.
a
We got
Release date.
action.
a release window would be nice. I mean, a
I'm
new
just
trailer. No
Trailer, gameplay.
Yeah. Either
If
way.
we see more gameplay, you just want to see him beating up some more dudes?
no,
Obviously, that's the best part of the game.
that's the whole game.
I don't know. This time it seems a lot.
Well, it
real
looks
back
kind of like more Dark Souls-ish, but
I need to press X to Jason.
to
this
Jason.
one. Gotta bring it back.
I think they'll show off more of a trailer than gameplay this time. I think it'll be like a trailer with a release date, just because I'm expecting a lot of other games from them. Either way, it doesn't matter. It'll be there. It was like that was their huge announcement last year.
You heard it here first. It'll be there.
Probably,
You probably heard it here third or fourth.
probably not first,
First, we broke the news. God of War will be at E3 this year.
but it will.
Moving on.
That's my statement.
Detroit, Become Human. How do we
I
feel about Quantic Dreams games?
Fucking want that game so bad. I'm very excited.
Tell us about it. Hype us up, man.
It's cool.
Mike is the world's worst hype man.
No,
It's cool.
Tell me a little bit about the
pretty
game. What is it?
sick.
It was at E3 last year. They had a trailer for it.
All right. So why don't you tell me about it?
No, I want you to tell me.
No,
You're the
no,
one
you
who's
tell me
excited
about
for
it.
because I don't care about this game.
Well,
Next game.
Do you actually not?
I don't.
actually very interested.
I'm not interested in it. Go.
So they make incredible story-based games. They don't have multiplayer. You can't play with your friends. That's not true. You kind of can, but it's totally story-driven. So you choose your own decisions. You can this is gonna happen. I should choose this decision or this decision. And
We've seen that in games before. What makes this one different?
So you're telling me this is a Telltale game?
Yeah, tell me. What makes Detroit Become Human different?
In what sense? I mean, the story. I think
I've seen branching paths before. What's exciting about this one specifically?
the time travel. Is that what you're talking about?
What? No, I'm
Dude,
talking
literally
about-
anything.
I'm
Say
just-
anything
just
about the
any-
game.
What are you? Why are you excited about this game?
The story. I'm telling you, that's why I'm excited. I don't care about why you're excited. You're not. No, for me, I think it's really fascinating. It's like about robot, cybernetic human future, futuristic bullshit that like it's against the law. You're being framed and shit. As far as I'm aware, from is what I took away from it. Yeah, kind of honestly. But I thought I haven't watched the trailer recently, so I don't remember too much. But I thought it looked really amazing, and I would love to see more of it. I just love those kind of story-based games where you choose your path, you choose the future, and the story changes based on that.
You also have to investigate clues, and the story will play out differently based on what
clues you find. Yeah,
and you can't just investigate everything.
Well, your time.
You have a time limit, because apparently in the E3 demo last year, you couldn't start investigating things, and then the SWAT team, because it was a hostage situation, was getting antsy, and they were getting brave and went out and got shot while you were investigating stuff. So now they're tense, the situation's harder to do, and you got more information, but everybody's more tense, guns are drawn.
But everyone's more dead.
Right, but what's also interesting is you can play it over. So, like, if you don't like the way you played it, you can go back.
Right.
And, like, that's what I meant by time travel. It's
right.
You can kind of redo it and, I found this clue, but I didn't find this one. I don't actually know how well I think that'll work, because I missed that clue. Let me go back and just find it again.
But it's all about striking that balance of getting enough clues to deal with the situation without letting the situation get too involved while you're doing something.
I think, like I said, I think it's really interesting, the story, because they built this really complex. It's almost like a L.A. Noire system. Whatever. I can't speak English. Where you are investigating, but ultimately what it comes back to is that choosing your own story and how you handle things. And it is like this kind of police drama. Almost, and their track record with story-based games is really well. And if you look back at what was it, Heavy Rain, I think is the name of it.
Heavy Rain.
It's another cop drama, and it was really good.
You heard it here first. Moving on, Spider-Man.
That's definitely not first. That's an old
Spider-Man, Insomniac. We're gonna see more of it this year. It wasn't at PSX. It wasn't at anything in the beginning of at the end of the year. It wasn't at the Game Awards. Spider-Man gonna be there. What do we want to see?
A release date. More gameplay.
Do we want to see more villains?
Obviously.
We've only seen Rhino.
Oh, yeah. Other than
I think that's all we've seen.
I kind of want them to slap
that.
a Sunset Overdrive 2 logo over it.
Do we want to see the city? Do we want to see him swinging around?
Obviously.
Believe it or not, I'm not actually that excited for that one, so...
Moving on. Mike's not excited about it.
Whoa, wait. If you want to talk about it.
Bloodborne 2.
Spider-Man.
Or new From Software IP. Will it be there?
It may be.
I don't know.
I don't know what I would expect from them, honestly.
I think they said they're working on a new IP, but a lot of people feel like Bloodborne 2 is
They also have multiple teams, though. So they might be working on both. I have heard rumors about a Bloodborne 2.
You heard it here first.
I still haven't played the first one.
Mario Rabbids.
I bought the collector's edition day one, and I haven't touched it yet. So
Bloodborne's still in my car.
Yeah, it is.
Not a joke.
I don't know. I mean, that they could announce it. That's cool, I guess.
Okay, moving on. Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Not gonna be there.
Just moved to internal development. Are we gonna see it?
No, because they also said that it's like it may release sometime within the next 3 years.
Yeah,
I believe their exact
quote. That's a PS5 game.
You heard it here first. I believe it will be there. I believe we will get a trailer. No release date, but a trailer. Or maybe a screenshot.
A logo.
Sean Layton walks out on stage with his hands done, and however he holds
up like a photograph.
He holds his thumb. He's like, and it's just like this is.
He just holds up a picture and it starts playing
Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
It's a Polaroid, and he holds up a Polaroid of the team working on the game. Ni no Kuni 2.
That would be.
We saw it at PSX.
Yeah, I think they.
Will we see it in a montage? Will they feature it more?
A little bit of both.
At PSX, it got a full trailer. It got a full blown up.
It really depends how many AAA games they have, honestly. I think it's going to be a lot.
But if they do what they did last year, where barely anybody talks and it's like all killer, no filler, they're able to jam pack a bunch of stuff.
That's true. But I mean, they are going to do another one of the montages of like the smaller games that are still not small. They're still rather large.
Right.
But I would actually kind of expect that there, just because we have seen a full trailer for it. Also, that's definitely not one of their bigger games. I think you're more likely to see like a new Parappa or whatever.
Nah, man.
I feel like Ni no Kuni 2 is going to be on the show floor. Ni no Kuni 2 is going to be on the show floor, and they'll talk about it for like a single minute at the press conference.
Yeah.
They'll be like, Ni no Kuni 2 coming out December 2017. You can play it today on the show floor.
Yeah, probably.
Nice. I like that.
And that is what the next person will say. And then they'll talk about the next game.
Uncharted, The Lost Legacy.
I feel like that's coming out really soon.
April.
Yeah, so it'll probably be there.
Wait, next April?
Next April.
Oh.
We're
They
a
announced
little,
it
we're
so
a little ways
early.
away. Yeah.
They did. It'll still probably be there. I suspect.
We've only gotten one trailer in that Game Informer.
Naughty Dog
article.
is going to have a huge presence with Last of Us and with Uncharted, so we don't even need to speculate. They will be there. You heard it here first.
I don't know about that.
You heard it here first. They might not be here.
Uncharted, I didn't play 4 or 3, so I'm not invested, so I don't care if it's there. That's my hot take on
I only
Uncharted.
played the Vita one. It was actually pretty good, honestly.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Yeah.
That'll be there.
I'm actually incredibly excited for that game.
Do we get more additions to the roster?
I saw some
The
leaks
roster
about the
They
roster.
fucking better increase that roster, because Jesus Christ, is it a
It
terrible
was
roster.
the
It's
most
like 27.
plain.
It's so boring.
But
and
it's
horrible.
it's so boring.
Right.
Like the most interesting character you have there, at least on the Marvel side, I'm not that familiar with Capcom, is Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy.
the most
I
exciting
like Groot and
character.
Rocket as a pair.
I like that too.
The most exciting character you have on the Capcom side that's new is X from Mega Man X. How sad is that?
Nah, man, you got Akuma. He was just in Tekken 7. He's new.
It's the whole list on both sides is so fucking boring.
But you got the MCU, so it's all predictable. Like
the
boring
game
characters.
looks cool though, and it does look fun.
I mean,
and
Doctor Strange is a new character, but like,
That's true.
is Black Panther on there too?
I don't remember seeing him on the list.
Why is he?
Because
not there?
DLC, man, they can make more money that way.
Is this going to be a service game? Like
This is going
Like
to be the kind
Street
of
Fighter
game that,
5?
like it was with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, where they released it 6 times, each time with a different DLC bundle included.
Sure.
Rumors of a Super Street Fighter 5 coming out.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Anyway,
I'm sure they are.
let's talk about a high note. Last of Us Part 2.
Okay.
Do we see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Why not?
I already said that.
You might not see it. I don't know.
Yes,
Okay.
you will.
Yeah, you feel very certain about that. Why do you feel certain that we will see Last of Us?
Because that's like one of Sony's biggest franchises.
Right, but they also said this game is super early in development. We'll show you what this trailer that we have. They don't need to show us anything. We're still cool.
They'll show another trailer.
But if they don't, we're still on board with the game. We
they're
don't have
not,
to see it.
They will show it. They're going to throw, like they do every year, they're going to throw everything that they've got at the wall because they want to be the top. And they know Microsoft has Scorpio. And they might not know what games they're showing, but they know that a new console is going to drum up interest. So Sony has to throw shit at the wall. Not shit. They have to throw everything at the wall because they have good stuff.
I'm cool with not
And
seeing Last of Us Part 2.
I'm cool
Alright.
with not seeing it too,
Don't
but
need to see
I
it.
think we will. And I think I'll shrug and go, yeah.
Speaking of throwing shit at the wall,
Knack 2, baby.
2 knacks this time.
Will we see more Knack 2 stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Will Mark Cerny come out himself and talk about Knack 2?
Yes. He'll cry about how beautiful Knack is
that
and how
maybe
many
not,
particles
but-
there are, and only the PlayStation 4 can render
We
all these
wanted
particles.
a lot of little things on the screen, and that's what Knack is.
I think we'll see it for sure.
Knack sounded so cool. It's like, oh, he can transform and become bigger and stuff, but like he only had like one transformation where he becomes big. Like
And-
he could turn into anything, and you just made him big.
He could
Knack
turn into
sucks.
anything, and they didn't give me customizable options. Are you kidding?
Yeah, are you kidding me? Where's all the DLC armor for Knack?
You heard it here first. Knack 2, Game of the Year.
Okay.
Dragon Quest 11.
I hope.
Do we
so.
get a Western release date?
I hope so.
Believe it or not, the things I want the most are I want them to show off Shenmue.
Shenmue 3 will not be there. They
I
already
know,
announced that.
but I want them to do it anyway.
The team already said we're not going to be at E3.
And more importantly,
Maybe it's a trick.
But hopes. Have hopes.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
E3 hopes and dreams. That's what we're here for.
More importantly, my biggest hope for Sony's press conference is that they show off Yakuza Kiwami. I want that to be sure because it's a PlayStation 4 exclusive.
Right, but do you feel that they need to because it comes out in a couple months? It comes out August.
Yeah. Do they need to?
I'd
No.
rather
They don't
them
need to
show
do
off
anything.
more.
They could barely show up and it would be fine.
I'd rather them show off more of 6. I'd like to see some more from 6.
Well, I would not be opposed to a Yakuza thing where they showed off both.
Or maybe a little remaster. 2, 3, 4, 5.
They haven't even gotten the remaster of 1 out yet. You think they're
Well,
announcing
they
a remaster?
can. Yeah, why not? I mean, they can announce, "Hey, this is coming." We don't know. We don't have a nailed down date, but these are in the works.
Because it's not Sony doing it, it's Sega. And Sega's working on Yakuza, Kiwami, and 6. You think they're going to also work on 2, 3,
I think
4,
if
and
Sony
5?
paid them enough money and said, "Hey, we're going to announce that this is coming. Like, worry about it later," Sega would be like, "Okay,
Worried about it. Yeah, I mean...
you're going to give us this is the check? Yeah, okay."
I think the check goes the other way.
Maybe.
They're going to buy a slot in Sony's press conference.
Nah, Sony knows how cool Yakuza is, and they're going to buy.
I think...
Yakuza.
I honestly think after Yakuza 0, Sony is totally on board with Yakuza being like a big
well, I didn't,
PlayStation thing.
Start the
So,
timer until right now.
so
So we're free.
that's
balling it.
the biggest thing I want. That's also about 0% chance of being there.
All right, moving on. Indies.
They'll be there.
Yeah,
We're gonna see. They showed off some indies at PSX. Like
No
that
Man's
game
Sky.
Vane.
A lot of
Two.
them came out.
That game Vane didn't come out yet.
I don't remember that one, but
That
I
was the
remember
one
a
with
lot
that
of them.
super heavy synth music, and it was like a weather vane, and it was like this guy running through the desert.
Code Vein.
Code Vein, sure. Pyre is coming out soon, so they're not going to show that anymore.
No idea about any of these games.
Pyre is
I thought that
the
game was out.
Supergiant game, the guy from Bastion. And,
Yeah, I thought that one was out, to be honest.
No, it's pre-order still.
No.
And there was something else that I was like, Dino Frontier, that PSVR game with the dinosaurs that you like pick up, and it's like the western town, and there's the dinosaurs. Anyway,
Salt and Sanctuary was there last year.
Salt and
That
Sanctuary.
Game, baller.
All right, so this is kind of an interesting one that I wanted to put on there.
Uh-oh.
Crash Bandicoot's getting the remaster. It comes out June 30th after E3.
Si, senor.
Do we think we will get another Crash Bandicoot announcement? Maybe this time an actual game.
No. And the reason I say that is because Activision still owns Crash. I think both companies are going to wait to see how the sales are for the remaster before they work a deal for a new one.
You don't think pre-order numbers are big enough for Crash? Because that's kind of where I'm coming from. Because I agree. I agree that was the whole thing with the stint last year where it was like, Crash, we're getting remaster. Here's him as a Skylander. It was like that was kind of the deal they had to make. It was like, put Skylanders in the press conference and like we'll let you do the remaster.
Yeah.
And then based on the sales, we'll see if a new Crash game is cool.
I still think it's too early for them to tell. I don't think Sony was like, yeah, well, based on these pre-order numbers, you should let us have your.
That was my concern when they released the release date for Crash.
Yeah.
Like June 30th. I'm like, oh, it comes out after E3. I was really kind of wondering. I was really thinking it would come out before it because then they could judge sales and then have an E3 announcement for a new Crash game. So now it's like, okay, maybe at PSX we'll see a Crash announcement.
Maybe.
Because that's enough time out from the sales of the remaster to really gauge if it was positive or not.
And that's like a small enough event where talking about Crash seems right.
Right, but one of the big takeaways from last year's E3 was the Crash remaster. That was that was the thing that blew up people who aren't honed into video games. So that was the news that broke through to everybody. It was like, Crash is coming back from your childhood. Like, these games are coming back.
It was massive news, and it still is, because I still see people sharing it on Facebook.
Right.
It's like, whoa, look.
But I'm saying few announcements break that barrier
definitely.
of people who aren't watching E3. And
that said, though, I know, like, I canceled my pre-order because I played it at PAX. It just didn't control that well.
It controls like a PS1 game or a PS2
Honestly,
game.
I think the PS1 version played a lot better.
You were a kid, man.
I played it not that recently, believe it or not. But
not that recently?
I mean...
Not that long ago.
Yeah, whatever. English, again. I don't know. I think a lot of people who've played it have been very disappointed with it.
Sorry, that was my SEO specialist. Moving on.
Anyway, yeah.
Call of Duty. It's there every year. Will we see it again?
Yeah, there'll be a game.
Call of Duty pays the big bucks for that Call of Duty.
Was it only there for the first year of the last year? Because
it was the last 2
years.
years.
There'll be a gameplay demo, and that's it. And then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, but do we expect to see Call of Duty?
They just had a press conference.
Call of Duty?
Yeah.
Actually, I think
they did a whole live stream thing.
Oh, for the reveal.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant like another one.
No, Activision will have their typical Destiny 2 and Call of Duty World War.
Another thing that just had a press conference.
Destiny 2 will definitely...
I'm not saying I want it.
There'll be a trailer for Destiny 2. You're
It'll be there. Destiny 2 and Call of Duty.
Do we see Resident Evil 7 DLC? Do we see the not a hero stuff that they delayed? Do we see any sort of inkling of a...
I want to say yes. That's kind of up in the air. Also. That was a huge game.
I really liked it.
It was much bigger than they anticipated it to be. I think it was very well received.
Yeah,
and that DLC being pushed back, I think it's time that they give people a little reminder, like, hey, maybe you stepped away from Resident Evil 7. This is still coming, guys. It's free. And maybe there's another paid DLC on the way or whatever. But the Resident Evil 7 DLC, and then the last note I have, but there's actually one other thing I want to talk about after this. More VR. They're going to push PSVR. Like you said, it's like it's the biggest player base for VR. Farpoint was pretty. It was like, hey, this is really cool. VR is almost there. Like, we're getting there.
I heard that it just recently passed over 1 million sales, which is a lot.
Do you think we'll see a possible price drop?
That's the only thing that would even remotely interest me in it still. They will show off games. I still don't know
Dude,
if
they need
there's...
to make a bundle with all the garbage that you need to play it.
The problem is
The problem is it's still so expensive.
And there's still, in my opinion, no real games worth playing on it outside of like maybe Resident Evil and even maybe Farpoint.
Then maybe they need to
possibly
announce a partnership with the work simulator, job simulator people.
That's the thing. Is like they either need to really push games for it or push a price drop.
Well, they had that other VR game that came out that people didn't really care for, Starblood Arena. That it was they spent so much time on it on a PSX. It was like you're like a mech that flies and shoots people in VR.
But nah.
I don't know about shooting things in VR.
I don't know about the thing is, I honestly don't know about anything in VR outside of like looking around.
Let's talk about price
Resident
drops.
Evil 7 was a lot of fun.
And that was looking around.
Let's talk about price drops real quick.
Okay.
Do we expect to see a price drop?
There's a temporary price drop coming up for the PlayStation 4 for $249.99.
For the VR headset?
No, just for the PS4 itself.
Right.
And it's gold.
It is gold. So I would expect a permanent price drop on the regular model very shortly. Again, with Microsoft coming out with a new console, I think that would be in Sony's best interest. As far as VR goes, a price drop would be nice. Do I expect to see it? Not currently.
I think it'll drop at least $50.
You think it's going to drop?
I think you might
$50?
see $350.
For the
The
PSVR?
headset. Yeah. I'm talking about a PSVR headset drop. I think you will see a drop to $350 or $300.
Yeah. That'd be
I think
nice.
it's because they're selling enough units that they can afford a price drop.
Yeah.
I think that's how you get over the hurdle you're at now.
Yeah. It's totally possible. I think they're still going to try and hold on to this. This generation, Sony has been a very greedy company. I don't expect them to drop it for no reason. They really don't have console competition at this point. I don't see a reason for them to drop it.
Okay, and my last note for this one, because I know this one's a little long. Days Gone. We saw the trailer for it last year. We saw gameplay for it. Do we see more? Do we need to see more of that game? Do we need a release date for that game?
Do we need to see more? We don't need to see anything.
But I'm saying, are you okay? Are you okay if that game didn't show up again?
I personally would be fine with not seeing it because it really didn't interest me all that much.
I don't even know what this game is.
It's the game that had like 1 billion zombies on screen at one time. Yeah,
it's the thing they ended with last year.
Yeah, a lot of people are really excited for it. I'm not one of those people, so they will show it because people do care and people want a release date. I personally could really not care less. It looks cool. It's not the kind of game I'd play though because I'm just not skilled enough or scared. I'm also scared, so
I'm terrified.
Honestly,
right now.
yeah,
I don't want to die from 1 billion zombies. That's a big fear of mine.
Top 10 fears.
That does it. E3, PlayStation, Sony.
Days Gone.
Check out our E3 coverage below. What?
I really want a new Vita.
No.
Is all I'm gonna say.
Absolutely not. Check out our E3
Vita
coverage
Model
below.
3000, I'd buy
Check us
one.
out on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all that other crazy
as
stuff.
thin as the Switch.
It is E3.
If they honestly made a new Vita that was designed to compete with the Switch, I would buy the living shit out of it. I already want I have 2 Vitas and I want another one.